Hey everybody, and welcome to the Wolf Pit. Hey, today we're doing a video response recipe for Ballistic Barbecue's annual grilling contest. And today we're making a shooter's sandwich. And before I go any further, I want to make sure that I give my friend who's like a brother to me, Scott Grenia, known on the web as Scotty DQ, 100% credit. I told him about the contest and I said, give me some ideas, man. And he came right up with this, and as soon as I saw, and you know, this is a very simple sandwich that mimics one of the most elegant meals you can have, a beef Wellington. No, it's not a beef Wellington, but it mimics it in every way. What is a shooter sandwich? A shooter sandwich is a sandwich that was made for English hunters by their wife the night before they went out hunting. It's basically a beef Wellington to go. So we're going to start off by mincing up 2 large shallots and 3 pounds of mushrooms. All right, there's our mushrooms minced up. All right, into a dry, hot pan, no oil, no butter, nothing. Just what we're trying to do is get all the moisture, as much moisture out of these mushrooms as we can, which will intensify the flavor, and it will also keep the sandwich from becoming soggy and mushy. So we're just going to start adding these to a hot pan, a dry hot pan. All right, now we're going to add about a teaspoon of salt. Now we're going to do some black pepper, about a teaspoon. All right, here we are at about 3 minutes into the cook, and you can see all the water coming out of the mushrooms right now. I'm getting ready to add in about a teaspoon of thyme, but the smell from the mushrooms right now out here is just incredible. All right, here we are at about 6 minutes into our mushroom reduction, and we're about halfway reduced down. We'll keep stirring these around probably for another 1 or 2 minutes until all that moisture is gone. Okay, we finally gotten to the dryness we want. As you can tell, there's no more liquid in there at all, and now they're just barely starting to stick to the pan, so we're going to go ahead and take these off the heat. All right, we're going to go ahead and saute our 2 shallots and about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Okay, after about 10 minutes, our shallots have caramelized down. All right, there's our mushroom mixture after it's cooled down. So we're going to go ahead and add in our caramelized shallots. All right, now we're going to go ahead and combine our mushrooms and our shallots together. All right, we have 4 about ½ inch ribeye steaks here. We're going to go ahead and we're just going to basic salt and pepper these. All right, so with salt and pepper one side, we're going to flip it over and do the same thing. All right, now we're going to go ahead and sear our steaks here, and we're literally going to sear them for maybe 30 seconds on each side. All right, we have a fresh Italian bread bowl here, or loaf of bread, whatever you want to call it, that I've already cut. You guys didn't really need to see me cut it, so what I'm going to do is flatten this out just a little bit right here, and then we're going to move the insides of the bread and leave probably about a ½ inch of bread all the way around, including the bottom. All right, before we get to the fun part of stuffing this sandwich, I'm going to show you what else we're going to put in it. We have some prosciutto di Parma. And then we have some Coleman's English mustard. I'm trying to stick with this to keep it somewhat authentic. You could use Dijon mustard if you like. And then we just have some prepared horseradish here. Just prepared horseradish. Do not use the stuff with the mayonnaise in it. And then here's our steaks that you saw us grilling just a few minutes ago. I brought them in and let them rest in the fridge just to cool off. You don't have to do that. I just decided to do it. All right, there's our hollowed out loaf of Italian bread. Now we're going to go ahead and put a layer of our prosciutto di Parma in it. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to stuff 2 ribeye steaks in the bottom of this. Now we're going to smear this is maybe 2 tablespoons of horseradish. We're going to put half of our mushroom and shallot mixture on top of this. All right, we're going to work that until it's flat down in the bottom here. Work it up underneath the corners here, and you'll find a lot of exposed room underneath there. All right, so that's 1 layer. Now we're going to go ahead and add the next 2 ribeyes. So as you know, ribeyes fall apart real easy, so I went ahead and pulled these apart just a little bit so I can get them to fit in here a little better. Tuck it underneath the bread. All right, so now we're going to put this right here in the middle. All right, believe it or not, we have 1 more layer to go. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and put the rest of our mushroom mixture on top of this. So that's 2 layers of steak and 2 layers of mushrooms. And we're going to do one more layer of prosciutto real quick. Alright, put that on top of here. And like I said before, we're going to tuck it in underneath the bread. Now we're going to go ahead and mustard up our lid. Alright, we're going to put, I don't know, 3 or 4 tablespoons on top of this. So we're going to go ahead and put this on top of our sandwich. As you can see right here, I made a cut. That way I know where to line it back up to where it'll fit together evenly. Alright, we have our shooter sandwich almost ready. Now what we're going to do is wrap it up in butcher paper. Alright, we have our sandwich all trussed up. Now what we're going to do is wrap this in a piece of aluminum foil. Okay, we have our sandwich all wrapped up in butcher paper and trussed with butcher's twine. And now wrapped in aluminum foil. And I'm going to put just a little hand towel on top of this. And now I'm just going to put a plate on top of that. And I'm just using the towel to kind of give the plate some grip so it doesn't slide off. Alright, now I'm going to put a tray of my sockets on top of it, my sockets and wrenches. And this probably weighs about 10-15 pounds. So it's going to keep constant pressure on it. Alright, there's our sandwich. It's been sitting in the fridge overnight with the tools on it, weighted down. And I took it out right before I went to my daughter's softball game with the weight still on it. Let it sit out for several hours to come up to room temperature like you're supposed to eat it. So now I'm going to go ahead and unwrap it and get it sliced up. Alright, our shooter sandwich is all cut up now. We're going to go ahead and separate this and see how nice it turned out here. Look at all the layers of flavor on this. You got the prosciutto, the ribeye, the mushroom mixture, the ribeye, the prosciutto, the mushroom mixture, the mustard, and I forgot about the horseradish down here. So let's give it a bite and see how it turned out. Wow. The flavor of that is just incredible. It's so intense. You taste the very first thing I tasted was the mustard. Then you get the mushrooms. And you get the steak. Real subtle horseradish. And then right at the end, you get a very, very subtle taste from the prosciutto. Let me give this another bite here. This turned out extremely good. I'll tell you what. Eating that sandwich makes me want to be an English hunter. Well, this sandwich was well worth the effort. Fantastic. I'd make it again tomorrow. I think we'll be eating leftovers tomorrow. Just me and my daughter eating this big sandwich. Thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.